School basketball game, the Wolves are losing against the Stalkers. With only 44 seconds left, the coach tells Dean to get the ball and pass it to Mason to get the few points they need to win. The boys follow this strategy and soon Mason gets 2 points, although he's distracted when he sees a burned man in the crowd. The game continues and Dean passes the ball to Mason again. He throws it at the last second and watches in horror as the burned man appears in front of him, reaching out with its black hand. At that moment the ball gets the final points and the Wolves win, so Mason is surrounded by his overjoyed team. A terrified Mason runs to the changing room and notices the goosebumps on his arm as he opens his locker. He throws out a bunch of things until only a strange artifact is left. While a voice whispers his name, Mason goes looking for a weight. At that moment the burned man enters the room and Mason begs for more time before throwing the weight on the artifact, smashing it into pieces. Then he looks at the door and is relieved to see his teammates coming in. Later in the shower, Mason hears a noise and looks down to discover black smoke under his feet. When he turns around, the burned man grabs him by the neck and inserts a hand down his throat to set Mason on fire. When his teammates hear the screaming, they rush to the shower and find Mason burning to death. 6 months later, Chris moves to her cousin's house. She's doing some sketching on the windowsill when she suddenly zones out, staring at the ground with dark thoughts almost sneaking in. Thankfully she's snapped out of it by her cousin Rel, who offers to help her unpack. At school, Rel shows Chris around and she shares a look with a girl named Ellie. Chris is assigned a locker that says horse, so Rel explains that it used to be Mason's nickname. Suddenly Dean and his teammates surround Chris, saying she shouldn't use that locker out of respect. His girlfriend Grace cuts in to point out that this school is very old, so all the lockers belong to dead people. While Rel fails to flirt with Grace, Dean realizes that Chris is the new girl and says he hears rumors she got out of rehab after killing her dad. He's interrupted by Ellie, who calls him out for his cruelty. Dean keeps on mocking Chris, who kicks him in the groin. Mr. Craven decides to give Chris, Dean, Grace, and Rel detention for causing a disturbance in the hallway. When Ellie tries to defend Chris, she gets detention as well. Then Ellie tries to befriend Chris, who tells her she doesn't need her help. After Ellie walks away, Chris opens the locker and finds it full of Mason's things, including the mysterious artifact. Hearing some whispers, Chris decides to open it and finds a strange whistle. When she's about to blow it, the bell rings and she leaves for class. In the afternoon, Chris shows up late for detention. When she puts down her bag on the desk, the artifact and the whistle roll out. Dean thinks it's a pipe and tells Craven, who takes a closer look at the whistle. He says it's some sort of musical instrument and identifies the text carved on its base as Mayan. Craven reads the symbols and Grace writes them on a translation website to reveal they mean summon the dead. Interested in finding out the historical value, Craven announces he's keeping the whistle, pointing out that Chris found it in a school property locker. He also lets all the teens leave early, but they have to write an essay on ancient Mesoamerica to compensate. After the kids leave, Craven searches for antiques online and confirms they're very expensive. He's about to sell the whistle when he hears whispers of his name convincing him to blow it. Craven does exactly that and the window cracks. The act leaves him too upset, so he puts down the whistle and confirms the sale on the website before